Hello friends, welcome to my channel Smart Core. Today we will be dealing with how to use the summation function more effectively and in a very less time consuming way. For those of you who are already aware of the summation functions, you are a bit ahead and you will be able to grasp the tutorial much more faster. For those who are new to Excel, this video will be very helpful. Please do not skip the video because all the steps that I am about to show you in this video is equally important. Okay, so let's begin. So guys, as you can see, uh, this is a sample data I have created. Before everything, this is just a sample data and the data is completely based on the creation that I have created. I have not copied the data from anywhere, any database, no nothing. Alright, this is just for explanation purpose. Please do not use it. Please do not use it anywhere else. Please do not misconfused that I'm using some national data or anything. This is purely for educational purpose. This is purely uh, based on thinking capacity and probability. I've created this. It has no resemblance with any of the national data anywhere in this world. Okay, so here you can see I've taken the names of few cities: New York, California, Manchester, Luxembourg, Southampton, Osaka, Melbourne, Vienna, Copenhagen, Barcelona, Madrid, Berlin, Lisbon, Chicago. And this is the population. This is the population count of of people, of children below up to 10 years, below 10 years. Okay, this is the population count. This is the population count for children from 10 years to 20 years. Okay, so this is the population count up to 30 years, up to 40 years, up to 50 years. All right, so today we will be dealing with summation and filter. Why the filter? Because filter is a very essential tool when you're dealing with any kind of data, say small data or a larger data, and the summation of it. Okay, if you're dealing with a small kind of data like this, you may use the filter and you may not use the filter. But when you are dealing with a huge amount of data, let's say suppose the number of rows are huge, 20,000, 30,000, 1 lakh, 2 lakh number of rows and equal amount of columns, filter is a very essential tool. Otherwise you cannot move ahead with the summation formula. To begin with, first thing, basic thing, I'm going to show you how to use the summation more faster. The standard procedure for summation is very simple. You go to this formulas tab. Here you see you have a function named as insert function, auto sum. Insert function is the ground level thing. Insert function, what it does, wherever you want to place the summation, wherever you want to do the total, you bring the cursor here. Next, click on insert function, choose the sum and choose the range of the data where you want to make the sum. This is my data. I will click OK and the summation is here. Okay, likewise, if you want the summation in all the rows, just below the row, below the cell you have just placed the summation function, thing is very simple. You bring down the cursor till the end of the data, at the end of the row. Now press Ctrl plus Shift and up arrow, navigation. If you have missed out my previous video, it's already there in the channel. Please go and look into the video and understand the process how navigation is being done. Okay, this entire concept is explained in my previous video. So now we'll press Ctrl Shift up arrow and this entire thing, sorry, this entire area gets selected where I want my summations to be placed, and I will just press Ctrl D. The function of Ctrl D is copying the formula from one cell to the next cell. Alright. Next, if I want to place the summation, if I want to do the totals of my columns, it's very simple. I will just go to my first column, insert function, sum, okay. Choose my area. This is my area, range, okay. Summation is done. Now just copy and paste. Okay, copy and paste. The difference between if these two cells, if I say this cell only has a data, so if I copy this, it will copy the data, but this cell has a formula. If I copy this, this will copy the formula. So that's how a summation is done. Okay, this is the long cut process. Now I'll show you the smartest way of next, sorry, not the smartest way, next a little bit shorter process will be auto sum. Click on auto sum, the range gets selected automatically, press enter, and now drag your, select this area and press Ctrl D. Likewise, go to this column, end of the column, press auto sum, the entire thing gets selected, enter. Now copy this and paste it here. So here you can see the totals are being placed and this. Alright, now the most smartest way of summation will be using of keyboards. Using of keyboard while doing Excel is much more is a very important thing if you have to increase your speed of working in Excel. If you are using mouse, and if you are using mouse as well as your keyboard, your entire process will be much slower than when you are using only keyboards with with the proper knowledge of shortcuts. So if I have to make the total over here in this row, the shortcut will be Alt equal to enter. Now just you have to drag it, go to the bottom. What did I do? If I like, if I have to navigate from here to here, if I have to navigate from here to here, I will have to press Control down. Now see, in this cell there are a number of data. Okay, so if I'm pressing Control down from this point to the last one, if I'm pressing Control down from this point, it will go to my end of the data. This is my end of the data. But from this point, if I'm pressing Control down, it will go at the end of the sheet because in between there is no data. So it will automatically move your cursor to the end of the sheet. It won't land your cursor anyway in between. So what you need to do is, if you have to place, drag the formula in all the rows, so all you need to do is go to the previous column, press Ctrl D, end of the data. Now shift rightwards, now press Ctrl Shift up arrow, and this area gets selected. Now just press Ctrl D, entire thing comes down, the formula is copied. Similar manner, if you go to if you have to make the totals in your columns, so just press Alt equal to enter. Now excuse me, press Ctrl C and paste. So the totals are pasted. Okay, so here you can see total of rows, total of columns. All right, now like say suppose if you have to if you have to do the totaling just in a glance, Just as a rough estimate, if you have to make the total, it's very simple. You just need to select the range of data. Like if I have to get the total, if I have to get my summation only for California till the age of 30, if I have to do the summation of population of California till the age of 30, I will just select this cell, this one, and my total appears here. At the bottom of the screen, you see sum, there is a count, there is an average. Okay, it gets automatically calculated here at the bottom of the screen. To repeat it again, let's take for example some other city. Let's say I'm choosing Osaka. Now I have to do the totals of Osaka of only age group of up to 10 years, up to 30 years, and up to 50 years. You see, I have to skip over the columns. All right, so how will you do that? First, place the cursor at any one of the cells you are willing to do the totals. All right, so age 30. Now press Control and select exactly the cell corresponding to the row, this one. Now again press exactly the cell corresponding to the next row, to the next column. All right, do not leave the control. If you leave the control and press the mouse, the other selection, previous selection is off. All right, so we need to press Control and select. All right, the sum appears here. This is done. This function, this shortcut is mainly useful when you are trying to draw an abrupt, you are trying to just in a nutshell, if you are trying to make the summation. So this is all about this summation process. To repeat it once again, if you have to make the totals of the row, just go to the corresponding blank cell corresponding to the row in which the data is present. Press Alt equal to. The range is selected. Now press Enter. Then press Control, Control Shift, up arrow, select the number of columns and Control D. The Control D function is mainly for dragging the formula, for copying the data from one cell to the another in a downward direction. Control D, like say suppose if you have a data here, let's say 23. Okay, now if you want the data to be pasted in the cells below this cell, control control D is helpful. Control D works fine. All right, but if you have if you want to you know copy this data on the cells above the on the blank cells above the data in which you have already placed, Control D won't work over there. Okay, that will be another shortcut I will be elaborating you in my next video. All right, now moving on to how to combine moving on to filters. Now how to work on a combination of filter and summation. Filter and summation. All right, I'll to explain that I'll have to remove all these things, all these formulas. Now to place a filter, you need to name your columns. Okay, name your columns. Now you will have to select your range of data. All right, now here you can see there are no blank spaces in between, so it's very simple for me. So if I'm selecting my entire heading of the columns, and I will have to press Alt plus D plus F plus F. You have to do it fast. Okay, so Alt plus D plus F plus F. If you have to revert back, if you have to remove the filter, either you can choose for Control Z, or you will have to press Alt D plus F once again. So Alt D plus F plus F. sorry, gone. Okay, so I'll place the filter. Now, combination of filter and summation. If say suppose I have to get the total of Barcelona, Melbourne, Southampton, Manchester, and New York. Okay, if I have to get the total of Barcelona, Melbourne, Southampton, Manchester, and New York, only the totals. So what will I do? I'll go to this drop down button which appears once you press the filter shortcut. You'll go to this drop down. Here you can see the menu comes in front. So from here you need to select the cities like say Manchester, Barcelona, Luxembourg, New York, Southampton. Okay, at a random I've selected, may not match uh, to the previous selection thing which I said. Anyways, so now if you have to get the totals done of these 4 cities, only these 5 cities, so just bring the cursor at the end of the data, press Alt equal to, the total appears, check it, select, see 46, 67, 7105, 46, 40, sorry, 42, 67, 7105, 42, 67, 7105. Similarly, just copy and paste it here. Not a big deal. All right. Now, the question arises, if I remove the filter, will this total change? Yes, it will change. How it will change? Once I remove this filter, say suppose I am going back to my previous selection of all the cities. I press select all the cities. You see the total gets changed. The importance of this function, this combination of functions is, while you place the filter and then you choose your selection, choose a random selection of your choice and then place the summation function just at the end of the data, it will only calculate what appears in front of it. It will not calculate what the data between in the cells that gets hidden after you select the choice of data from the filter. Like say suppose again I'm selecting some few cities at a random. Look, there are 14 number of cities that are placed here. See 14. All right. So if I have to select 4 cities at a random, say suppose Copenhagen, Luxembourg, Manchester, Berlin. Okay, I'll press OK. So you see the number of there are quite number of rows gets hidden, 6, 7, then 4, 12, then 15. Filter, once you place the filter on any columns and you select the number of you select your choice of data, the data in between your selections gets hidden. Okay, like you see the number of rows are got hidden. So what appears in front is this. Okay, this is what appears in front, and the function alt plus will only calculate the data that appears in front. So this is another form of working with a combination of filter and summations. You can also obviously you can also use these tabs, insert function, auto sum, but that will be a long cut process. You will be losing quite few seconds, and the work will get more delayed. If you're working with a small amount of data like this kind, you can easily sit down, take a gala time and relax and do your job. You go through the long cut process, bring your mouse button here and then type in the functions and all. But if you're working, if you have a tat and if you have a deadline to meet, and if you are working for some MNCs where time is money. So I would rather suggest you, please practice the shortcuts in the keyboard. All right, please practice the shortcuts. Please try using combinations, filter and summation, and there are various other combinations. In my next video, I'll be teaching you a more faster process of doing summations with the help of a pivot table. Pivot table is a much essential tool while you are dealing with a huge amount of data when you are working with Excel. So this was all about the filter and summation process. I hope this tutorial is very helpful. If you have any questions, my email ID will be available at the description panel, and all the shortcuts that I have explained here elaborately will be available in the description panel. I hope I was much as elaborate as it is wanted. Please do subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to like my video and also share it to as many people as you can, because knowledge increases when you share it. So have a good day, friends, and keep practicing.